So Leif and I decided to take a road trip. Visiting Saunders Machine Works
in Zanesville.
Show me around, man.
Hello. So the story I like to tell about this that I think is exciting is the building was built in 1991 for the local machine shop college program, and that got shut down in the early 2000s. And I think it's cool that as sort of America is discovering manufacturing again, and we're getting people of all ages, but especially young people back into making and manufacturing and engineering, that we're kind of part of that small story of getting this building back into that world of making parts and educating and all that. So. It's funny, I still think of it as our new shop, but I guess we've been in here for 2.5, almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
So it's not really all that new, really. Still feels new.
Sweet, and this is my 3rd time here now.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, so what are we looking at?
Yeah, so we kind of have a cell layout right now, although we should go look at the printed model, because that's been fun. So we definitely are using, we use the VM3 every day, we use the VF2 every day, and then we use we really use both the 1100s every day and maybe one 770. The other sort of 2 or 3 Tormachs are really extras that we use for training classes. Maybe once in a while if we've got a lot of
There's
stuff.
so many. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row.
So we've just swapped the 770, or we just got rid of 1440 and got another 770.
Okay, and you got the new 770M.
Exactly, right. We sent the 440 over to the local college, and then got a 770M, really because they're much better. We like the enclosure and all that. And then for the training classes, I like the idea of being able to say, if you come and take a training class here, we now do our training classes for the Haas machines.
Yes.
So you can use an old 1100, a new 1100, the Haas, like it's kind of learn. You need to learn how you make those decisions.
Yep.
Yeah. We just sold some of our last manual stuff. We had the grinder we sold an old lathe, we sold an old radial arm drill press, and we're making some space available. So, I've got exciting plans to figure out what's next for sure. So we wanted to have that space here, and I just didn't want to have machines that we don't use. If it doesn't make us money or happiness or part of our story.
So explain this section to me. This looks fairly organized.
This is definitely a work in progress.
Absolutely.
So we have some of our cardboard stuff organized. Hi, Leif. It's awesome to see William and Leif just running around. So the idea is inventory rack. So sometimes when people say constant improvement, I feel like it's kind of not a cliche thing, but they don't really mean it, or it's just a figure of speech. This literally is constant improvement. I would say if not every week, certainly multiple times a month, we'll realize, wait a minute here, no, let's change how we package it, let's change the instructions on assembly, let's change how we ship it. And
so you're saying this is your assembly instructions?
For now, yeah. Frankly, this could use a redo, but this lets somebody just quickly see what goes into a shippable mod vise. So the parallels, the screws, the hardware, all that stuff.
Right.
Much better than, we have.
It's good to see the parts, not just have a picture.
Right. So we have this beta shipping manual.
Nice.
And it's a great resource if you've got a question about something. It's good to have this, but this isn't what I want to use. I don't want to look at this picture. I want to look at the part, and that way I can actually hold up, one of the screws and make sure it's the right one.
Got it. Yep.
The Khanban cards have been great now.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And we actually just changed Khanban cards to have them now as well for our material stuff. So we're now hit the point where it was hard to remember what material was for what. Now something like this is a little bit easy because it's huge and we don't do anything else with those, but a lot of the smaller pieces of steel and aluminum, I would forget what product that was for or where we got it from or what was the ordering spec. So that's what we're doing now. We just got this smart supply cabinet, which I don't think is going to be the one that we end up keeping it. It's here on the test. But the idea is you'll have an interface here like a computer or something And so if you need to ship an order or you need to replace a tool, you'll scan in what you need. It'll light up, and you'll open up the bin, and then I can on the back end, I log into this thing, and I can automatically have it generate POs when you hit a certain quantity. What I want though is not the bin style like this, which is better for like big products. Like this would be great if you guys kept like finished pens or knives,
Right.
and you needed to have them secured or tracked or something.
Yep.
What I want is the kind, and they make them, but it's where you open a drawer and there's a bunch of little locked cubby holes. So you tell it what tool you want, and it literally says open drawer 7, and there's a green light, and you hit the button, and then you take the tool out.
That's like what the ISCAR things do, right? What's that called?
There's lots of people that have like the vending machines.
Yeah,
or,
Matrix something.
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
exactly. But yeah, that's the shop. You want to see? You want to look at the 3D printed model?
Yeah.
Here's our door.
Yeah, I want to see the door. Okay.
So the test for the door, the challenge was, it has to open quick enough when I'm walking at full speed.
Perfect timing.
The sensor does not work for 5-year-olds.
Nice. So, and it senses both ways.
Yeah.
Wait for it to close, Leif. Come back here. Check this out, bud. This is he invented this, okay? So that they could keep the doors closed. Okay, if you wave your hand, it'll open up. Leif, you gotta stand here and you gotta wave your hand. Okay? Try it again. Jump up and down. Be a big person.
Wave your hand in front of us. Get closer. Get very close. The circuit board on the right-hand side.
Oh, there you go, Leif. Yeah. Does not work for 5-year-olds. Right here, there's a sensor there.
Wave this in front of it.
Oh, there you go. Pretty cool, hey?
It takes 20 seconds. We slowed down the close because we found that we were going through it a lot. But the whole thing's a false wall. It's actually a roll-up door, so we could move, Tormach or other machine in here. But we wanted to keep the room separated, so that's what we did.
Just don't hit the sensor. Cool. Dude.
So this is our 3D printed shop, which I had the idea of doing it, and then Ed really ran with it, which is awesome. Seriously, it looks like our shop. Like if you look through the side views, it's surreal. And so what it lets us do is think about changing the layout, especially when we're trying to figure out like the jib frame or how we have material flow through, or you fit a forklift.
Yeah.
And so only change right now that I think we're going to do is change some of the Tormachs to be over here in kind of like I don't know what you call that. Like, so there's a cell here, then
They're
there's kind of a
facing each other.
hallway. Yeah. And then hopefully we'll get a 5-axis machine or another vertical, and that may go, we may do something like this and put, where's that?
Gonna keep it on that side.
Well, I don't know. That's the other helpful thing is like, where do you have power? Where do you have, we laser cut the expansion
floor,
joints.
yeah.
So I think this is a UMC, just if anything is a good example of what it would fit like. So that doesn't work, right? So you could do it like here,
Okay.
or you could move the two. It's really, you get to kind of play.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like
Play.
Jenga. You just get to like, wow. And then you imagine yourself, or you even print a little guy. You walk him through, kind of.
Right. But yeah, so that's why we printed the forklift. Can you get the forklift
Smart.
in to do something if you have to? So it's actually been phenomenal. When I first did this, I thought, for some reason, I just thought we were going to do it and then be done with it and like, I don't know, throw it out. Like I didn't think about it as being an investment. And I think we'll keep this for 15 years.
Right.
Because we'll constantly be thinking about it.
Cool. What's that, Ed? What are you working on?
Yeah, well, like finishing touches.
Run me through it real quick.
All right. Well, first plan for the fixture plugs was to make them out of Delrin and have a little magnet insert in them, and then we've since gone with a rubber version, but we're going to finish this machine out. It's sort of like an old-time turret production lathe.
Right.
Where it's just the X and Z are independent from each other. So the thought is it's a quicker one single-purpose machine. It'll form tool the shape, drill a hole, insert a little ball to make it magnetic, part it off. Bar feed.
Nice. And you were saying the motor at the bottom?
Yes. That's out of John's first TAG.
Ironically, never even used in the TAG, because when we bought our TAG, it was a guy in Texas who was doing these like retrofit upgrades, and he had a treadmill motor with like a rheostat, which was the classic TAG like
Upgrade.
variable speed
Yeah.
upgrade. So this never even made chips on the TAG.
That's
This is
so
a manual. That's awesome. I have a manual cross slide on it right now.
Yeah.
Somebody just emailed me, and they're like, the file, we got to fix the file on the website, but they're trying to build another machine to do something, and they're like, we want to, and that's exactly what I was
Yes.
like, want this to be for, is how do you build more stuff like this that does cool things, and kind of like the gauge that Alex made.
Yeah, this thing was awesome.
So long story short, the mod vise is machined in an op1 here, and then the op2, which is the finishing op, decks this floor, leaving the diamond pins. And so we basically had one ship out to a customer where we somehow goofed on our fixturing, or we had a chip or something, and this face was, like 7 thou out of square relative to the 2 pins. And so what this gauge lets us do is actually 2 things. The drill bushings will confirm that the location, distance, and diameter of the diamond pins are correct, and when you slide it in here, it'll drop down, and you actually intentionally have about 2 thou of play on the right-hand side, and that confirms to us that the face, basically confirms that the diamond pins were made such that when it drops onto a fixture plate,
Yeah.
it's square.
Brilliant. I love these kind of in-place dedicated checkers,
Yeah, and so we're going to do the video showing, like, we came up with some really, I won't call them bad, but like first version was huge,
Yeah.
and it held onto the clamps the wrong way, and the little details, like Alex made slots so that if you loosen the clamp here you don't need to zero the indicators because you can turn them, but I like the needles to be a certain direction when it's zero because it's visually easier to confirm. So the slot lets you track that in and out without having to worry about the indicator twisting off face. And the whole thing is modular. We could pull these out and use them in something else, or we can redesign this if it wears out or has a problem. Boom.
Nice.
Playing around with the Johnny 5.
Johnny 5.
Yeah, right? Too many Johns. That's actually really cool. You
That's
can see your eye's huge through it. Yeah. As you close the iris down. Kind of. Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
Because you're bigger but blurry.
No, you're not bad at all. You are in focus, I would say.
That's awesome.
Julie would say you're not in focus, but
Well, yeah. Is there a date on it anywhere?
yeah, that's a good question. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I mean, it should be from the 60s. I would guess based on what he was, tooling up.
As the rest we fall till it all breaks down. But I need it so I will stay around.
So what am I looking at here?
This is our soft jaw tops for our mod vise. So we actually have a system now for our mod vises. So we have a regular mod vise right here, and they've been super popular, and we legitimately love them. They're great. But the one problem with these is they don't work like a normal vise, and that's what the soft jaw system works. So you would take the 2 pit bulls out, and there's a little finger system that fits in here, and that hosts either a regular jaw or a soft jaw to let you do normal work with them. And so we can go look at some of the inventory rack here. But we, for the first time ever, have really had to make like a high volume product. So we buy all this material, saw cut.
Right.
It shows up like this. We literally just dolly it over to this machine. And we honestly need to come up with a higher density than this. But for now, this lets us run, I think, 10 at a time, op1, op2. And we had to do some pretty cool trickery with speeds and feeds and work holding because we hold it across a pit bull talon 4 inches by 1/2 inch, and we can rip this side first, which was critical to letting us use the Uniforce clamps on op2 to do the backside decking with a key. They locate this on a diamond pin, like so.
Nice.
And
So
we just started, shameless plug, doing fixture plates for the Haas machines now. Which
Yes,
has been
you don't
awesome.
even see it. It's like
Yeah.
it's like hidden underneath all the beautifulness. So sell me real quick on the mod vise. Like, can you explain one? I think it's genius.
Yeah, so actually one of the better examples is we use them for our own products. Ed's either just holding on to, I think that's Ed, his work. Just doing some testing real quick. So it's a low profile system. It can quickly adjust clamping ranges. But then the great thing about a mod vise, it's really low profile. You can have different spacing here. You could even hold something super wide. And you can see here, we're using them on our fixture plates. So you can hold something, again, that's way more flexible than a traditional vise setup would be. The one quirk is you have to have them on a fixture plate to work. So that's the whole way that system is designed.
So you've created an all-encompassing set of products.
Inadvertently, yeah. We've used fixture plates since I had my tag.
Right.
We literally had an aluminum fixture plate on our tag in New York City. So we always liked fixture plates, and then the mod vise came about because we were trying to do this. We were trying to deal with saw cut, scale, and adjustments, and we love pit bulls, and this is the way to incorporate all that.
Excellent. Hey boys, what are you guys doing? Oh, I love this place. This is the kitchen area. Check this out. The wall of cool parts. That huge chip right there.
Oh, the grill? Yeah, isn't that awesome? I forget what that was from.
Oh, Zach drove out the Grover wheels.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was for the bars wheels. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it ended up being way cheaper to buy solid billet than to buy the seamless tube version of this stuff.
Really?
So you just drill them out.
And this would be the training classroom?
Yep.
So nice.
Yes, and we started this fixturing class, so we have all these fixtures out here that we talk about or go through
Different methods of
Yeah.
aligning parts.
A lot of really good things. Honestly, though, sometimes the best way to learn about fixturing is looking at bad fixtures. So yeah, all that stuff.
It's all just getting ideas,
Right.
right? Because the fixture is so part specific usually, but the ideas are all the same.
But I also tell people, learn, 2 or 3, like basically we always try to fixture with pit bulls, soft jaws, or like vacuum. You really can get a lot done, and when you learn those well, you keep them in inventory, and that does the trick.
So while we're here, we're experimenting with their laser to do the markings that I want to do on our Saga pen cases. The tip they have on here does not have the resolution we need, but it was a cool test. So we're just taking off right now, heading back to the house. It's amazingly quiet in this shop. I mean, the entire shop is 10,000 square feet. This room right here, I think he said is 4,500. And he said it's always kind of quiet, just due to the size and everything like that. So, shop goals. Definitely shop goals. How do you like the fan?
It's amazing. It does exactly what I want in the summer, which is it makes you feel a little cooler, and then now that it's winter, we're going to start using it to push the hot air down.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, we've got like a roof ventilation, and we just keep the fan on all the time to help circulate the air.
When we were first in here, and there was no machines or furniture, and sitting in the office, it was like echoey and weird. I didn't like it.
Right,
I was
right.
like, it doesn't. I don't like this shop, and now totally good and fine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day, soon. But for now, I'm gonna take home my new Kennedy box. So this was your grandpa's?
So he had like 3 of them. He had like
Okay.
one or 2 at the shop. That's what it was. He had one in the shop floor. He had one in the shop office, and then he had one at home. And so I've got that and the other 2. And I'd already told you this. It's that balance of, I've got the 2.
You don't need everything.
And so when you were interested in one, I was like, that's cool, because that pays it forward, and that's cool. Awesome.
Oh, there's puppy.
8,000 square foot house. This is their family farm. So what is this?
This was my grandfather's shop, now my dad's shop. So when I moved from New York to Ohio, this is where it came. I was here for a year and a half or so. It's an Austrian lathe, and unfortunately the sign says parking for Germans only, but we'll make do for now. There's the Tormach. The punch press hydraulic unit sits right there, which is great because these 2 machines share my 3-phase converter.
You're right, it does look small when it's empty.
Right. When you start putting machines, John and I have been talking about shops and spaces.
Right. So I'm standing in the
You see
corner.
this and you think, oh man, I can't do much with this. And then you realize, oh my gosh, my original shop, my Tormach used to be here, and then it was right here. I only had the 1100. I had the Slant Pro lathe like right here. There was a drill press, a welding table. My wood bench where I did all like the videos from was literally just me right here. The wall was where I had my tools. You could just cram
Right.
a ton. And my grandfather had the rest of it, and the last third was frankly so crammed full of raw material and steel and other stuff that it was unusable.
Right.
So that took, and this is only I think this is a 2,100 square foot shop. So I had like 800 square feet here. You know, and the plaza was where the gator thing is. Yeah.
Cool. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I had a super great time at Saunders, and now we're back at the shop, busy, and I'm making this. Can you guess what it is? Later guys, bye.